There we go. I had to adjust the camera. I was looking at him like, nope, that's not right. So just give me 1 second so that I can kill my volume. All right. I got to do one thing anyway. Hold on 1 sec, guys. All right. There we go. Sorry about that. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everybody is doing good. I hope you guys have had a good weekend. We have rain here today, so it is supposed to rain through the night until the morning. And so it was weird because it was like so sunny earlier today, and it was like it's cool, but it wasn't terrible. But as the afternoon went on, and they were saying as the afternoon went on, early evening, then it was going to start raining. And I looked and I was like, okay, so around 4 o'clock, the clouds start rolling in. I'm like, man, they're pretty good on it. I mean, I'll give them that. They're pretty good on it. So, but yeah, so we got rain right now, and so it's what we're dealing with. And I actually just took Hella out to the bathroom just before I started the stream, so hopefully she'll be nice and chilled out. They have been hanging out more in front of the fire, and yes, we've had the fire going, so it definitely makes a big difference. So anyway, all right. Uh, we've had rain all day off and on in Beach Grove, Indiana. John, yeah, you know what? Rain's not a bad thing, and it's way better than snow. That's the way I always look at it. Always look at it like that. So, but anyhow, um, one of the things. So before we get into the topic, we're going to be talking about the insanity that is going on at our southern border, and we're going to discuss those different things. And I think that it's very interesting, to be honest with you. At how many trees did you mark on your new property? We actually ended up marking 600 plus, little over 600 trees. But some of those trees are culled trees, which will be pulled up into the meadow that will be used for firewood later on. Some of those trees are going to be turned into lumber, and so then the rest would be harvested by the lumber company. So that's we'll see what let's put it like this: we're going to submit the things for the offers. Off topic, LOL. Went to Walmart after work for waterfowl 12 gauge, $40 for 25. I paid 17 just 2 weeks ago. Wow, that is crazy. I'm actually surprised you got any ammunition at Walmart. Period. To be honest with you, because they've really gotten rid of everything just about. But that's insane. That the prices have gone absolutely insane. Um, so and I think that's being done on purpose as well. Thank you very much for that statement and let us know that information. And thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate it. So, before we get into anything, again, very family friendly oriented channel. So, I would ask you all to be decent, no racism, no nastiness in the comments with each other, or of course, directed at me. I mean, we can't have that either, right? Um, but anyway, if you can't abide by those simple rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will definitely boot you out of here just because we're not going to have it. You know what I mean? We're just not. Ed, you and Dennis must have drank a lot of liquid to mark that many trees. We had a few. We had a few. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a huge drinker. Period. Anyway, so at the end of the day, if I had 2 beers, that was pretty much it. I'm not really that. I mean, if I'm sitting around and I got nothing I got to do, but I knew this is what I knew. If I drank too many beers when I was sitting down there after doing all that walking and stuff like that, I would dehydrate myself and I would have cramps like crazy. And I still ended up having cramps. The one night, woke me up in the middle of the night with cramps just because I was not used to doing that type of activity. So, but So David Williams says 5,000 headed to the southern border and another 80,000 still in Tichupia. Mexico, with another 60,000 on their way. So yes, we're going to get into this. We're going to get into this, and we're going to talk about what the freaking insanity that is going on at our southern border. So let's jump into that. We'll get that going. So we're already at what, 313 in the chat, guys. We got 117 thumbs up. So I'm going to ask early. So I'm going to try to space it out, of course. But if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, then I would ask you to please shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. And also thank you. It really does help with the algorithms as well. So the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. The third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up, being honest, of course. And again, if you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. So, as we know, when Trump was in office, he had a thing where people had to stay in Mexico while their accounts were being looked at to see if they were going to be given, being able to be brought in, and they were, people using, amnesty type of things to get into the country. They're doing anything they obviously can to get into the country. So Biden gets into office, and basically the borders were wide open, and people knew that the borders were wide open. And so we have had, now they're saying, okay, and this is what I find interesting. They're saying that we've had 1.7 million people come across. Now that's the number that they're saying. I personally believe that the number is much, much higher. I believe it's much, much higher. They've opened the floodgates to allow these people in, and it's like we don't have enough border patrol to be able to handle the influx of people. Number one, that's just one part of it, because the border patrol does a lot of different things. They're also supposedly taking care of the drug trade and making sure that the drug runners aren't getting in there. And I know they work on that, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I know that they do that. There's also the human trafficking that is going on, the smuggling of children and also adults to get in here to work in the sex trades or whatever the case may be. Ed, you said this was a family channel, no bad words, but you just said the worst word there is, Biden. I like that. That's very good. Yeah. Yeah, that leaves a sour taste in my mouth as well, I'll be honest with you. But anyway, so we've had this huge influx of people, and these guys and ladies that are on the border patrol don't have enough people to be able to handle the situation that is going on down there. So one of the things that has been talked about, and this is what I read in an article from one of the border patrol people that put it out there, and I want you to think about this. So the drug smugglers will run a bunch of just average citizens across, trying to get them across there. So what happens is the border patrol will have to gather them up, then take them to a location and process them, start the processing and the paperwork and stuff like that. It's crazy, right? So what happens when all the border patrol folks are over here dealing with these people coming across the border? Well, then the drug smugglers have free reign to do what they want to do. Distractions, exactly, Randy Romines. It's exactly what it is. So they're used as a tool to be able to continue to smuggle drugs into the country. Now, if we didn't have a demand for drugs in this country, they wouldn't have smuggling going on in the first place. A lot of people's pockets are being lined. Realistically, and this is my opinion. If they really wanted to do a war on the drugs, you go to the source. So you go to the areas where the cocaine is being grown, the coca is being grown, and you eradicate it. But there's way, way more money in it, and there's a lot of people that got their hands in those pockets. And the drug smugglers are very, very smart. These people don't get into power by being stupid. They just don't. So you have the cartels down there, and you have obviously they just captured somebody. I just saw that they captured somebody. But whenever they capture somebody, there's a next guy ready to stand up and take his place, because it's just so lucrative and the money is there. And it's just like when you go into the streets and they say, well, why is crime so bad, like, in inner cities and stuff like that? Well, when you see the guy with the flashy car, dressed nicely, always got money, he's got women around him like crazy. Obviously, he has drugs, right? So people are attracted to that. They want that because they see that as a status symbol. Now, granted, it depends on how you're raised in the environment that you're living in. And a lot of parents will try to keep their children away from that type of stuff and letting them know that that's not the road you want to travel down. Because unfortunately, a lot of those people either end up in debt or in prison. I mean, there's not very many retired drug lords or drug dealers that you see. Greed is a terrible thing, and it comes down to that a lot of the times. It's greed. Once you make so much money, you always want more. A lot of people are like that, and so to me, it's just you get to a certain level. I mean, how much is enough? But that's another whole thing. But it's just part of it's the prestige and the power. People are attracted to power. You know what I mean? Yeah, no retired drug lords equals dead. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So, but anyway, so we have this unbelievable crisis that is realistically Biden's fault. I mean, I don't care if you're pro Biden, against Biden, whatever the case may be. You can't put the blame squarely on anybody else but him. Hey, Freddie left you. Let's Go Biden. Songs are beating out Adele. I saw that. I saw that that was like the number one song on iTunes, which I think is hilarious. That is just that should tell you something. I mean, when you see that and how that has taken off, that should be a real good indicator for some people. Thank you so much for letting us know that information. And thank you very much for the donation as well. We have a real huge issue. And again, so now they're reversing their policies, Biden is, and telling these people to stay in Mexico. So they're going back to Trump policies. Isn't that amazing how that works? They've created this nightmare. Harris was supposed to be in charge of dealing with this issue. What has she made one trip, I think, to the border? And that was only after extreme pressure because she wasn't making any trips, wasn't really dealing with the situation at all. So, you know, it is unbelievable to me, really unbelievable to me that this is okay with people, that people are okay with this. I mean, we have had a policy for a long, long time and in place throughout, our history of the United States, allowing so many people to come into the country each year. That's done for a reason. Okay, that's done for a reason. We're trying to keep all those freaking Canadians from coming down here. I'm kidding, guys. Please know that I'm kidding. I love my Canadian brothers and sisters up north. You guys are awesome. You really are. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. But again, with the situation that is going on down there, and the amount of smuggling that's going on down there, it is. You're never going to stop it, and you're going to have. They've had Marines. If you guys remember that, they had a thing where they called them into formation. People thought they were going to be, uh, you know, they were going to be given awards, and they did a mass arrest because these Marines were part of the drug smuggling operation because it is so lucrative. Money's a terrible temptation, and if you don't have money, it's very difficult if somebody offers you large sums of money to say no. Now, some people are still going to say no, but what happens, unfortunately, and if you look at the history of Mexico and what goes on, people that stand up to these drug cartels and say no, what happens to them? How do they end up? They end up dead because those people don't care. So you take the money and you shut up and you live, or you don't take the money, you make a stand, and you end up dead. Yeah, money is the root of all evil. It absolutely is, and money will corrupt you absolutely. Power and money. It always comes down to that. You know, but the first thing, and again, so now I'm going to give you an opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion. The first thing we need to do is just close those borders, period. A southern border, especially, we got to stop letting people just roll in here. And we have to stop them by any means necessary. If you have to use a bit of excessive force, I will guarantee you they will stop coming in. All right. Now, that may sound cruel and it may sound harsh, but here's my issue. This is my issue. We have enough people in this country that need our help. Americans that were born here, and I'm not talking any color or any of that crap. I don't. I'm talking about Americans. We have Americans in this country that need help. We're not helping them. We're helping people that come across here that shouldn't be here, that are coming in illegally, and that is a huge, huge issue. And why do we have to pay for them? I don't know why my tax dollar has to go for people that are just. And I totally get wanting to be away from bad environments and be in someplace where they can be safe and have their family and stuff like that. But it's not our responsibility, meaning the United States of America, to take care of everyone. We can't. We can't because it's bleeding us dry right now. It's bleeding us dry. And especially when we are not taking care of veterans that have mental health issues, that don't have a place to stay, that are homeless, and we're helping these other folks. I have a huge issue with that. I have a huge issue with American children going to bed hungry at night because they don't have enough food because their parents can't afford it or their parents are whacked out on drugs or whatever the case may be, but they're going to bed hungry at night, and nobody should be going to bed hungry in this country. They shouldn't. The amount of food that is wasted, that is thrown away every single day, it is absolutely disgusting, um, unbelievable. And it's our own government doing this. And when you have places like Walmart that will throw this food away. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I know that like Walmart and Tops and different ones, they do donate a tremendous amount of stuff to food banks. They do. So I'm not saying that they don't, but again, if you basically said, listen, this food here is about to expire, so we're putting it out here and anybody can take it, that's going to help people. And it's going to help people in need. And I think that that should be allowed to happen. That's just, again, that's my opinion on that. I really believe that that should be allowed to happen. But, it is, FDA tells them what food needs to be touched. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. They say it's good for a certain amount of time. And, you know, once they say it's not good anymore, but I'm going to tell you what, in the way I look, if you are starving and there's an opportunity to eat 3 or 4 old day bread, you'd be happy to have it. And that's the way I look at things. Why are we wasting this food and not letting people that need it have it? You have these different shelters for people, that are, there's so much wrong. I don't even know where to begin with that. I mean, but there's so much wrong with the system that obviously has not been fixed. Drug addiction, they need to deal with the root cause of why these people are addicted. Okay, there's a reason, and nine times out of ten, there's that 10% that just like to get stoned because they like to get stoned. Okay, and I'm talking with whatever they're taking, alcohol, drugs, pills, whatever the case may be. But there is a reason 90% of them are taking it, and that reason is to escape reality, to not have to deal with traumas that have happened to them or whatever events in their life have turned downtrodden on them and stuff like that. So they turn to drugs and alcohol because it's an escape. That's the reality. I mean, I think a lot of us have indulged occasionally when we're feeling down and overindulged, and but some people just, they get into that rut and it's hard for them to get out of it. But if we have the proper way to help people, when somebody gets arrested on a drug charge, and I say to you, I'm the judge, and I say, oh, well, now you have to go to rehab, and that's part of your condition. Well, yeah, you're going to go to rehab. And as soon as you get out of rehab, you're going to go right back into using the drugs again. That's not the answer. Rehab is not always the answer. Now, rehab combined with therapy, wow, what a concept. I know it's kind of a, weird concept, but the number of people, if they get the proper treatment, and it's not just for the addiction, they need to treat the addiction, but they need to treat the root cause of that addiction as well. And again, that's my opinion. And so, uh, official act of the FDA was to tell Coca-Cola you have to use something other than cocaine in your soft drinks. Yeah, and that was a long, long, long time ago. But they used that because, again, the addictive personality of cocaine. Now, I never had that. I mean, I know some people that have, And yeah, have I used it? Yes, I have. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a saint because I'm sure not. I have absolutely used it, but I was not. I was one of those kind of people that I could go out with a group of people, do a couple lines, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I don't want it anymore because you get to a certain point, and to me, it was like, okay, I'm good. And then not touch it for 6 months or a year or whatever the case may be. I could care less. It's not something that I needed, So, but then I know other people that they get crazy with it. You know what I mean? Yeah, Coke never had Coke in our lifetimes. No, that was way, way back, way back. So, and Kellogg's is being sued for not having real strawberries in their strawberry Pop Tarts. Oh my God, that's crazy. But yeah, let's see. EV3 Dale said the most expensive potatoes here are 50 a pound. That's $30 a month to keep your farm being hungry. If you can't come up with $30 a month, you're doing it very wrong. Yeah, well, I get it. Yeah, potatoes can be used for so many things, and you can survive on just potatoes. Absolutely. The situation though down at the border is a freaking nightmare. And I think right now, I just saw the thing today that Biden has a 35% approval rating for his handling of the border situation. Now, how could it be that high? I mean, you got to be what? You just a completely 100% brainwashed individual to think that whatever the guy does is fine. I don't get it. I mean, we have, like I said, we have a huge, huge issue. So I think Heather just came in. So look at who's hanging out with us here. Hold on a second. Miss Stella. She's Heather's girl, but sometimes she likes to hang out. I'm like, that's fine. She's a good cat. You're a good girl. Very independent cat. Very, very, very independent cat. How do I thumbs up when you're on your cell phone? You know what? I honestly, man, I don't know. I have no idea. It's got to have a thumbs up button on there, doesn't it? Speaking of which, what are we at 529 in the chat now? We're at 244 on the thumbs up, so that's not even half. So let's shoot a thumbs up, guys, if you have not done so already, to show support for the channel, and I appreciate you doing that ahead of time, and thank you very much. Also, it really does help with the algorithms, so the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel. So I would ask for a thumbs up for that reason as well. Third reason is, of course, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. That's just part of the game, so I do like that. Oh, JJ's putting up Heather's. She has her Etsy channel. So thank you, JJ, for throwing that up there. Hey, Jane Delaney. I'm a conservative living in Central California foothills. I've seen my. Hold on a second. Let me read the rest of that. I've seen my state transform due to illegal immigration for the past several decades. Yeah, I can imagine that you have. It's not a good thing. What they've done out there in California is horrible, absolutely horrible. When you make it, and I'm going to use San Francisco as an example, okay? Because when I heard that this passed in San Francisco, I'm like, these people have absolutely lost their mind. They absolutely lost their mind. It is okay. Now, and some of you may not know this, but if you ever go out to San Francisco and you feel the need and the urge comes upon you, you can go ahead and defecate right in the street, and it's okay. How sick is that? Put up porta potties. If you don't want these people crapping and urinating in the streets, put up porta potties. I think it's absolutely disgusting that that's okay. So I'm out in a cafe at the corner cafe having a coffee or an espresso. Not that I would ever have an espresso because that's never going to happen, but I'm having a coffee, having a nice little lunch with the wife and the kids. And here comes Joe Bum walking down the street, and he decides right in front of my table is a real nice spot to go ahead and defecate, and that's okay. I don't get it. And then they have the open air markets for safe places for drug addicts to go and shoot up. It's insanity. It's absolutely insanity. I was in San Francisco a couple years ago, as you guys know, when I did that motorcycle tour. I have no desire ever, ever. to go back. None whatsoever. Didn't like being in the city. Didn't like the atmosphere. I didn't like the energy in that city. And I'm big on energy. I'm big. Now there was other parts of California that we were at that was absolutely beautiful. It was fantastic. But in my opinion, again, my opinion, San Francisco was a cesspool. Absolute. I mean, the drug addicts and people sleeping on the streets and the panhandlers and it's just the garbage and all of it. We had to be there for the motorcycle tour. We were there for 2 days. I stayed in the hotel room. Uh, I I was like, you know what? I have no desire to go, and it was like ridiculously expensive, and that was a couple years ago. I mean, a bowl of soup with a slice of bread was like $6. I mean, it was just in crazy. It was crazy. So, like I said, for me, very bad energy. Didn't like it. Like I said, in other places of California were absolutely beautiful. Going down Highway One down by the ocean, uh, that was that was just absolutely gorgeous. And we stayed in San Simeon, and that was beautiful. Loved it out there. Much better energy. It was awesome. You know, and Ed, did you get a chance to get out my video on medical and hygiene? Papa John Garage. Uh, you get out your video. I don't know what you mean by that. I have no idea what you're even talking about. I don't know. I have no idea. Sorry. I don't know what you mean. Papa John's Garage. I don't even. No idea. So, sorry. San Francisco was bad 15 years ago. Can only imagine it now. Yeah, it's like I said. It was. What ha- when you take away and you make things that are not okay, that's a problem. And so instead of dealing with issues, getting rid of the undesirables, California's like, yeah, come on in, load up, stay here, it's no problem. I just like I said, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And I'm sure maybe some of you guys here watching might be from San Francisco, and I'm sure there's parts of San Francisco that are awesome. But the area that I was at, that I saw, I wanted no part of it. No part of it. It was awful. So, but I'm sure there are parts that are very nice. But like I said, what I saw and what I had to deal with there when we were there, I was just like, and then of course we got robbed. The van that we were driving had the window broken and a bunch of our stuff was stolen. And I'm sure I to this day I believe that the car park attendants had to do that because it was a secure parking lot, underground parking type of, or a garage. So yeah, and then the cops never came out and made any kind of report. What's up with that? I mean, I called the police. I gave them a verbal statement online, and or over the phone, and that was it. They never came out. They didn't investigate anything. So why wouldn't they? They got free reign to do whatever they want. And if they think that there might be valuables in the car, maybe they let their friends in a certain way so that they can't be seen on camera, and they do what they do. So, but I do believe the parking attendants were a big part of that. That's just my own opinion. I could be wrong, but I doubt it because they're in and out of there all the time. So how could something be going on without them knowing or hearing it? So, oh, John White, aka Homestead Preppers. Okay, I know. Well, it's a different name, dude. I didn't know your name of your channel. I was like, because I know you were Homestead Preps. Yeah, I watched your video of your medical supplies and stuff like that. Very impressive. Very impressive. Yeah, guys, if you want to go check that out, he sits down and talks about what he has in his medical cabinet, and it's quite a lot of stuff. Well, quite a lot of stuff. John also came out to my homestead down in West Virginia, not this last time, but the time before, and gave me a very cool bucket with a lot of medical supplies in it, which I did check out as well, and I was very pleased with that. So thank you, John. I appreciate that. That was awesome. And so if you guys want to check out Papa John's Garage, that's his channel. and he's got his stuff over there. So Homestead Preps is banned from YouTube. From my YouTube? Homestead Prep. Why? I don't. I have no idea. I don't know what happened, and I don't know why. So, Asif got a new freezer with 50% more storage, high efficiency. Awesome, dude. That is awesome. Glad to hear about it. Glad to hear about that. That's good news. Thank you for the donation as well. Now you got to make sure that you have an alternative source to keep that freezer going if there is, well, I should say when there's a grid down situation, because I'm obviously I believe you know. Has anyone heard about Southern Prepper One being in trouble on YouTube? I had not. I had not heard anything. Pamela, no notification? Well, if I'm home, I'm on. I mean, I'm always on at the same times. Well, here, Pamela, since you're here, and Pamela is one of my members, just so everybody knows, I will be doing a live stream tomorrow night for my Hardcore Prepper members only. So if you would like to be part of that, it's a very small group of people. We have a very intimate chat because there's just a few of us in there. But if you would like to be part of that, if you go to my main page, you will see the join button. If you become a hardcore prepper, uh, we do a live stream every Monday for that group, or I do a live stream for that group. So, but any money that's generated from the membership goes back into doing what we do. So, just so you know. Yeah, JJ just threw the link up on their Homestead Preps at YouTube. That's where that video is about the medical preps that John did. Yeah, that's where it gives out all the real prep secrets and tips. I'm going to tell you what when we do. I'll tell you. It's like when we're doing the chat here, and there's I can't answer every question because with as many questions that'll come in the chat, or I'm talking about a topic and I'm not paying attention. But when you have a lot smaller crowd in there, it's a lot more intimate. Meaning, like if you ask a question, it's easy for me to look at it and go, yeah, okay, I'll answer that question, or we'll talk about whatever, and whatever we talk about, and it's a lot more relaxed atmosphere. I think is the right word. If I'm right, what do you think, Pamela? Since you're in the chat, Nate's in here too. I mean, he's been in several of the chats as well. Do you guys like those chats? Do you? I find it much more personal. I'm able to be more personal. So. Randy Romine said there are several volcanoes live now. That one, that one was pretty decent. Yeah, I know that they have. See, I see Pamela says super chill. Yeah, but there you go. So, and Nate says they are great. So, like I said, it's much more. I don't even, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's much more personal. So anyway, focused. I guess that might be a good word. Yeah, it might be more a good because it's like if there's somebody asks me a question in there, I can address their question, really answer it really, really well. Eddie is doing good. I'm actually Heather and I are going to be going down to see him this week because I don't know if you guys know or not, but the twins will be in 5 days. They will be 20 years old. So on the 29th, my twins will be 20 years old. So Heather and I will be going down to see Eddie, and hopefully we're going to get a picture. And if I get the picture, I will be posting it. Um, Southern Prepper One posted 20 hours ago on YouTube. 20 hours, and he hasn't posted since. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe he's busy. I have no idea. But anyway, so I plan on putting that picture up on Instagram and Twitter. And wait do you guys see how long Eddie's hair is now. You are going to be like, holy crap, who is this kid? Um, but yeah, he grew his hair out. So, but so I will have hopefully if Eddie says yes to having a picture taken with the three of us, that we will do that. That makes me old. I'm going to tell you what. And here's the thing with that. All right. When I was young, yeah, I had long hair. Absolutely, I had long hair. So I'm an '80s, grew up in the '80s, right? I had my hair parted in the center, feathered, back, long. I was cool as the other side of the pillow, or so I thought. But yeah, no, I had the hair parted in the center with the feathered, and it was all back. And Becky, I used to pay her a quarter a day back in the day. I used to pay her a quarter a day to make sure my hair was good before. That was before everybody all the spray and everything else. So yeah. Oh, and well, no, see, now in the '90s I had the mullet. I had the mullet when I was in nursing school. You guys will love this. When I was in nursing school, I had a full beard, right? So I got the full beard. I still had my hair, so I had it short on the top, and I had the mullet in the back. Oh yeah, I was rocking it. You see this big 210-pound dude holding these little day old babies with a full beard and the whole 9 yards. Oh my god. Oh, I think back on that. It's too funny. But no, I had my children later in life, which I'm glad I waited. You know, does Eddie look like Angus MacGyver? It's funny. It's like Eddie looks like so much like me when I was his age. That just really bone thin, super super thin, with the long hair, and it's like is when your hair gets longer, it gets lighter. Like people used to ask me because I was outside so much, always been outside my whole life. I like to be outside. You're in and out of pools, so your hair gets lighter. And people say, "Well, do you use sun in your hair?" And I'd be like, "No, what are you talking about?" Just, but it was that long, and it was just that was the style though. So, but and then I had my now, if you're from Rochester, and maybe Bizarizajizza might remember this, I don't know, he's a bit younger than I am. They had a channel called Magic WMJQ 92.5, which is now the B, which is a country channel. But when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, you had WCMF, which was 96.5. They were a rock channel, and 92.5 was Magic WMJQ. So that's going back. So I, would have my Magic MJQ shirt on, and I think back to those times. That's a trip. But I had yeah, it's singing Twisted Sister. They were pretty big. Yeah, they were early to mid '80s. I think I was in the military when Twisted Sister got big enough. So Ozzy was my man. I mean, I loved Ozzy. Yep. So doesn't ring a bell, Ed. Guess it's because you were so much older than me. I didn't think you would remember that. Yeah, but because he's from the Rochester area as well. So that's. But yeah, it's that was the thing. That was I'm 14, 15 years old back then. So oh my God, that's too funny. Too funny thinking. But anyway, I had my kids when I was older. My kids were wanted. They were planned, and people thought we were nuts. And I'll tell you what, it's one of the to me the greatest accomplishments that I've ever done in my life is my children. Um, that they're good people. That they're outstanding human beings, and I just that's makes me feel happy. And like I said, to see them now be here next at the end of this week 20 years old, it's like, oh my God, where did that I mean, literally, and those of you that have children know exactly what I'm talking about. It seems like it was yesterday that I was holding them in my hands when they were born. They're just unbelievable. So but yeah, if I close my eyes forever, yes, Lita Ford. Now I'm gonna tell you what, Lita Ford back in the day, woo, smoke show. But she was she's a heavy metal chick. So, but I'll tell you what, one of my favorites back in the day, loved her. Had a classmate that looked like her, and it was oh my God, I'm trying to think of her name. Short dark hair. She was the lead singer. Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar. Unbelievable. I thought she was gorgeous. And this girl that I knew from high school looked a lot like Pat Benatar. And so, but yeah, Joan Jett was a good looking girl. She still tours. I know she's getting up there now. So, but Pat Benatar had just a phenomenal voice. She was gorgeous, and so saw Joan Jett in concert. Guess how old I am, Ed? Nick. Well, like I said, she's still touring, so you could have saw her last week, so you could be any age, you know. Loved Rod Stewart, and I had a Pat Benatar hairdo for years. LOL. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that was very, very in back then. Very, very in. So, but good times though. But anyway, see. We're completely off topic here, like we always do. It happens. So, oh, you know who else was? She's still alive, obviously, but she was an absolute smoke show as well. She's like 5 foot tall. Oh God, what was her name? Oh God, I can't think. Samantha Fox. Maybe that's if I'm remembering it correctly. Blondie was hot too. Stevie Nicks was on fire. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm thinking Samantha Fox. Yep, Samantha Fox. That's what I'm thinking of. She was like, oh my God. See, I again, my type guys, I like petite, so I like short women. I just something about that. So I don't know. So anyway, all right, let's get back on topic because we're definitely off the rails talking music. So anyway, with the situation in the southern border, there is no easy fix. There's no easy fix, but I do believe if we start with closing down the border. Now I know that they're reversing their thing and saying that they want to, you know, have them stay in Mexico, but yeah, I'm getting excited. Oh, teenage fantasies are coming back in my head. All right, so some of you may remember this. Okay, I'll give you one more thing. I absolutely loved the Solid Gold Dancers. Now, some of you can maybe remember that show, and tell me if you put it up here if you guys remember the show. What show were the Solid Gold Dancers on? That's just a fun little thing. There you go. JJ's got it. It was Solid Gold. Marilyn McCoo was the hostess, and yep, Solid Gold. And they would have it was on like Saturday night or something like that, and it's when they brought in Channel 31. So, yep, Solid Gold was the name of the show, and it was the Solid Gold Dancers. I'd be watching the show, I'd be like, I gotta see the dancers. Uh, those were the days when some of you may remember that National Geographic magazine was quite enticing as a young man. Oh my God. Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. That's enough. That's enough. So, but anyway, we need to start. We need to start. Oh my goodness. We need to start with closing the southern border. That's number one. Definitely need to do that. Okay. What happens? How they deal with the situation after that? You got to stop the drug trafficking from getting in here. They're really, and I don't care if you have to put the U.S. military down there and rotate them out on a regular basis because again, people can be easily corrupted. Because money again is the root of all evil. So if you are rotating the people out of there, then hopefully they don't stay long enough before and if they are taking kickbacks, then they're out of there. So, that's one way to do it. But We got to be more hard line. That's the problem. We really do need to be more hard line. We got to stop fighting all these conflicts in these situations. Mexico sent army down to stop the caravan from coming up. They were literally overrun. Wow. Yeah. Be fair. What do you think of the hyperinflation of the U.S. dollar? Yeah, it's. I'm going to tell you what, guys. When I tell you, when I tell you, okay, put your money into solid goods that have value. I don't care if it's razor blades, buying razor blades, deodorant, shampoo, all those things that people are going to want to have. Okay, food, medical supplies, warm clothing, what extra boots, whatever the case may be. The dollar is continued to be devalued. Is going to get worse. Uh, Salt, yeah, salt, honey, absolutely. Gold, I wouldn't waste my money on gold. Wouldn't waste my money on gold. It's too expensive. That's just my opinion. It's too expensive. I believe you should have some junk silver. What you're comfortable having is would be completely up to you, but you better have your other things taken care of to a point where you can survive a decent amount of time. Okay, a decent amount of time before you start investing in silver. Now, I have silver. Like I said, I believe it's an important thing that you should have, and so I have picked it up here and there when I can. And like I said, it's another thing to hedge your bets because it will still retain value even when the dollar collapses. Uh, Precious metals were always going to hold their retention of value, but you cannot eat them. So if you're putting all your money into gold and silver and those type of assets, and SHTF happens, you're going to give them away for food. I could sit here and say, well, listen, I want this much or that much for whatever, rice or whatever the case may be. And if you're hungry, you'll pay it. That's the reality. And I'm not just saying me, I mean, anybody that has supplies, they're going to be able to do that. Yeah, American Bandstand and Soul Train. I used to watch both of them every week. Um, they were fun. Those were good shows. Things were still pretty innocent back then. But I want to encourage you all. Hoarding money, I don't think that that's the right answer. I really don't. Now, we do have to have money, obviously, to survive. So you should have some money back for just in case for emergencies and all those things. So I'm not saying go spend all your money. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, you know, if you are looking to hedge your bets, you hedge your bets with tangible goods, food, water, medical supplies, like I said, alternative lighting, tools, making sure you have enough tools that are you going to be able to use. Having a handsaw or having a two-man saw if you're needing to cut down trees, because eventually the gasoline's going to run out and there's not going to be any more gasoline. So you're going to have as much gasoline as you have, and that's it. That's going to be it. There's not going to be any more. So you really need to think about those things ahead of time. So as I've said, probably for the last better than a year, food prices are never going to be cheaper than they are today. And look how ridiculously high they are right now. They're not going to get cheaper. Okay. So, my advice to all of you, get out there, get stocked up. Um, we have a guy that's been coming here to the homestead, and he's been working for Mom and Beck on stuff inside their house. And he just came today, he had to drop something off, and he goes, "Hey man, just so you know, I went out today and I bought $300 worth of canned goods." And I was like, "Good man, I'm glad to hear it." He says, "I got a bunch of stuff already." He goes, "I got enough food to feed my family for about a year." He goes, "But I've been listening to you." And I think, that's why I do what I do. If I can help you not to be a victim, that's what it's all about for me. And yes, we'll get to the egg count in just a second, guys. I promise. We will get to that in a moment. But I want to make this point. I don't want you to be victims. I want you to be proactive. I want you to think ahead, be smart. You can use Venezuela as a great example. They were a very prosperous country, very prosperous country. Okay. doing very, very well. They voted in communism, right? Look what's happened to that country since then. And now it's a crap hole, absolute crap hole. So, all right, let's do the egg count here, guys, real quick. And if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do so ahead of time. And thank you for doing so that ahead of time. I do appreciate it. It really does help also with algorithms as well. So the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. So thank you ahead of time for that. So let us see where we are at here with the egg count. All right. If you have the same exact guess as Sharon Barrett with 4 eggs, then you are 100% correct. They've been like 4 eggs, 4 eggs, 4 eggs here lately for whatever reason. I don't know why. But that's what we ended up getting today. Again, my girls are molting. So what are you going to do? They're laying what they're going to lay. And that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. When Harvey hit, my family that called me the crazy prepper came to me for food. Jamie Jones said that. Oh yeah, well that's always how it works, Jamie. That's always. Thank you for sharing that information because I think that's important. I think people need to pay attention to that too. They're gonna laugh at you and laugh at you and laugh at you until they need you. You know. Yeah. Oh, and Randy Romines just asked Jamie. She goes, "Did they apologize too?" And are they? Here's the other question that I would have for you, Jamie. Are they now more proactive in being better prepared for themselves? So I want you to answer those two questions. Did they apologize, and are they now more proactive, knowing what can happen? I got your name wrong, Shannon. I'm sorry. Did I called you Sharon? I apologize. Shannon Barrett. Sorry. I'm sorry. Shannon. I should know that. I dated a girl named Shannon. Shannon was my first love, actually. Oh my God, I love that girl. Irish. Shannon Dillon. They don't get much more Irish than that. Jet black hair, the most beautiful green eyes you guys ever saw. Woo! I had it bad for her. Jamie said both yes to both. That good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. So I'm glad because again, if you don't learn lessons, if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're going to be doomed to repeat them, and that's what happens. And so many people don't, which blows me away. Again, just because of the sheer number of events that we have every single year in this country, every year. Um, you know, I have over a year worth of food running around my farm. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's not a bad thing. My dearly departed was an Irishman with jet black hair. That's cool. Awesome sauce. I'm sorry that they are no longer with you. David Lee Roth is retiring for real this time. He can't do it anymore. These guys are all getting older. I mean, you just had, the drummer from the Rolling Stones. He just passed away, but he was in his 70s. No, I'm not 70s, not old. I don't want you to think that I think the 70s old, but these guys, the lifestyle that they live, those, rock and roll folks, they live a pretty fast lifestyle. So, how is Keith Richards still alive? That's what I want to know. That guy's done more drugs than 10 people. And Ozzy, the same thing. I mean, I love Ozzy to death, but man, I'll tell you what, Ozzy's drank and taken enough drugs to kill a horse or a dozen horses. So, Supreme Court ruled in favor of a gas pipeline from Pennsylvania to New Jersey. Well, that's good. Yeah. So, yeah, that's why they're alive. They've pickled their brains. Yes, that's probably yeah, they're well pickled. Yeah. That would not surprise me. But Boone's Farm had a ton of formaldehyde in it. Yeah, like I said, I do not know how that man is still alive. I really don't. I mean, you look at those guys and it's like, my God. So anyway, folks, really quickly, I want to mention my website, preparedness1.com. We have the Preparedness One community there. Yes, Jamie Jones, he did. I'm going to show. Let's show that. Ozzy did that on the Alamo. He peed on the Alamo. He was arrested for that. I'm sure he was probably pissed drunk at the time when he did it. So yeah, but yes, he did get arrested for that one because he peed on the Alamo. So anyway, my website, preparedness1.com. We have the Preparedness One community there, and that is a resource that we set up for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded people. It is free to join, but you do have to register, but no credit card information is asked. So definitely take advantage of that. Also, on my website, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store, which if you go to my website, you will see their logo. So preparedness1.com, you will see the Forefathers logo. If you click on that, it will take you to their website. If you go to their website and decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, make sure that you use the discount code PrepperNurse1, and that's the number one, not ONE, when you check out, and you will save yourself 15%. So also, we have the legacy freeze dried foods on my website as well. So if you go to preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it will drop down. You will see legacy foods. You click on that, and it will take you to the store within the website. Once you're there, if you decide to make a purchase, 25-year shelf life, it is GMO free. It is vegetarian, but there are beef and chicken options available to purchase separately. Also, we have, well, how to flush the toilet. Maybe, I don't know. Or has a sink running, something. I don't know. But anyway, um, so, but anyway, that's available there as well. It's a good thing to have in your preps. Long-term food storage is something you absolutely should have in your preps. The shipping times are extending out. It's between 15 and 20 business days now. And I anticipate that to go longer. When you have August and Farm has no, they're doing nothing for 3 months. That should tell you something. That things are definitely, the supplies are not there. So just putting it out there. It's there for you if you want to take advantage of it. I encourage you to do so. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want to do. So, but I'm just sharing the information that is there. So, uh, not only you, I've been having lights flash off and on the past couple of days. That's well, when my pump up here, I have a pump that turns on. And the power draw from that because of the batteries, that which makes that like the lights flicker. So like Heather may have had water running in the sink in the kitchen. I don't know. So who can say? But whenever time water's used, that's a lot of stuff. That's what happens. So, but anyway, what do we got here? I'm missing out. Prepper says no food shortages here. If water use makes lights ding, Ed, you got a wiring problem. It's no, we don't. We actually no, it's not. It's just it's not a wiring problem. It happens in Becky and Mom's place too. If I have the generator running and then we turn the generator off, it's like a surge. So that's all that is. So it's not nothing to do with wiring. It's what happens. We've dealt with it so long it's not a big deal. We're used to it. So hear anything on cutting off SSI for those who refuse to get the jab? No, no, I haven't heard. I don't think that they're going to be doing that. It's the games are being played. Uh, things are happening with that situation, and there's no sense scaring people unnecessarily, in my opinion. Saying that, oh my God, if you don't do this, this is going to happen. I will never do that. That's just not. I don't think that that's healthy. I don't think that that's constructive or a positive thing. So no, I have not heard anything. Um, that's I have heard nothing on that. So that's not true. It's probably another rumor. There's a million and one rumors going around, and you know there is there's choices have to be made, and that's all I'm going to say on that. People need to make choices. What is the best situation for them, and what they're going to do. If you listen to Angry Prepper, he very clearly said that they are trying to force that mandate in the fire department, the police department, and stuff like that down there. He has said that he plans on retiring rather than take that. So, and that's his choice. And I respect that 100%, because, why should you be forced to do something that you don't want to do? That's my thing. Don't tell me I have to do something that I don't want to do, whatever it may be. It can be any circumstances, anything. I am too much of an independent thinker. I think for myself, and I'm not just going to go along to pacify or make anybody else feel comfortable. I'm going to do my own thing, and I always have, and I always will. So I absolutely respect his stance that he is taking, and that's good. And there's a lot of people. There's a lot more people than you think that are taking that stance. And you also have to remember when they do those type of things, they are hurting the infrastructure of this country. Hurting the infrastructure of this country. When you have the medical people that are not going to do a certain thing, uh, and they're going to fire them because they won't do it. That hurts your hospitals. That hurts your nursing homes. And the bottom line is, it hurts your patients. It hurts your residents. Because if you've had a nurse that's been there for a long time, and a lot of these people have been there for a long time, and now you're telling them either you do this or you're going to get fired, and they're not going to do it, that hurts your patients. And I'm absolutely 100% against ever doing anything that's detrimental to the patient or to the resident, like of a nursing home, or like when I say a patient in a hospital or a resident in a nursing home. That's my stance on that. That's not healthy. That's not good. Uh, you know, and the thing is, how do we go? How do we go from a year ago? Nurses were the heroes. This is just a question. Just a question. How does a year ago nurses were the heroes and now you're a zero? How does that work? If you don't do as you're told, you're fired. That's wrong. That's wrong. So that's just my take on that. But so anyway, what we're going to do right now, we're going to do some shout outs for some other channels because it is that time and I'm trying to stay on track. What do we got? 510 in the chat. We're at 468 in the thumbs up. So I'm going to ask you again, guys, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, to please do so. Show support for the channel, and thank you very much ahead of time. I do appreciate that. And also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel as well. So thank you for that reason as well. And again, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. That's part of the game for me, and so that's always fun. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. So JJ just threw up the link for Icky Can. He is up in Canada. He's a friend of mine. He's a really, really good dude. And so I would ask you to go up and show him some support, subscribe to his channel. Tell him Prepper Nurse One sent you up there. Sean James, also in Canada. Great guy. Very, very awesome. He has Sean James and he has My Self Reliance. Are those the two channels that are his? He's amazing to watch him build. He does a fantastic job. Also, we have Alaskan Prepper, fantastic guy. Alaskan Granny is awesome. We have Canadian Prepper as well. We have Angry Prepper down in New York City. We also have Marf with Marfugal News, Adam and Dax, good dudes as well. Also, we have Green Greg's is out there. Awesome channel with Green Greg's. A lot of good information with him. Uh, Pinball Preparedness, obviously, is another good dude. Very nice. And obviously, just was at his event last weekend. So, very, very nice guy as well. Also, we have Southern Prepper 1 is another good channel. Bjorn Hansen is another good channel. Corporal's Corner is another good channel. We have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks sharing information up there. We also have North Shore Preparedness, which is one of my moderators, also a very nice channel. Wrangle Star is a fantastic channel. I highly recommend him as well. Doug and Stacy, also fantastic people. The Green Dream Project, the Uneducated Economist. Yes, very, very good as well. I've watched several of his things. We also have, trying to think here. There's so many channels, guys, and I know Bizarrizajizza will be having in a week, 7 days from now. We'll be starting his Carrington Chronicles up again. Okay, so um, there is a ton of information out there, guys. And we should all be supporting each other. I'm a big believer in that, and I think that's important. I'm trying to think who have I missed today. I know Diamond from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, also the Suspicious Observer, another good channel. I did say Pinball already. Prepper Nation is another channel. Yep. So Prepper Princess was another one that comes to mind, and she is good as well. But again, there's so much good information out there. There is a lot of channels that we should, again, I believe we really should be all supporting each other. And I think that that's important that we do so. Lift each other up, not drag each other down. And that makes a big, big difference with anything that we're doing. So um, I think that's what we're going to break it off there. I'm trying to. The Nomadic Movement, they're a young couple down in Panama, and they are back in Boston right now because they just had a child. I don't know if they've gone back yet, but really cool channel. I like them. Very, very down to earth. They're more hippies if you're into the hippie movement type of thing, but nice, nice young couple, and they really want to help people, and I think that that's important. So I did say Marfugal News already. I did mention them. So, but anyway, Bizarrizages said appreciate you. You're welcome, man. Hey, like I said, I think I really truly believe we should support each other. And you got great stories with your Carrington Chronicles and your story that you did before that. Also very, very good. So that's I wouldn't. I'm gonna tell you right now, guys. I am not gonna give you names of people just to give you names of people. There's a lot of good information out there, and if you go to somebody's channel and you don't like what they're doing, just unsubscribe. Just don't watch. That's how it goes, and I think that's how everybody should do it. You like somebody, great. If you don't, then you don't. Don't troll them. Don't act like an idiot. Just don't watch them anymore. So, but like I said, I don't think that being nasty to each other or saying bad things is helpful in any way. I don't think it is. So you won't hear me troll on anybody. I'm not gonna troll on anybody. So that's just how I roll with that. But anyway, so I am going to take this time now, and we're going to do We Are Legion here in a moment. But I want to strongly, strongly continue to encourage you to get ready. If you are brand new, don't be afraid. Don't be like, oh my God, I got so much catching up to do. You take care of what you can take care of. You stay calm. Panic is the enemy. We don't want to panic. We don't want to flip out. When something happens, we don't want to flip out then. We want to go, okay, this is the thing that I've been getting ready for. This is the event. Let me deal with it rationally. Okay. Now, that SHTF event, what could it possibly be? It could be something that affects you directly, loss of job, sickness, you know, anything like that, somebody getting hurt where they're out of work for an extended period of time. That is an SHTF event for the individual. Could be your family, could be family members, somebody, you know, needs extensive care because of age or whatever the type of stuff like that. So they need you more. That's an SHTF event. It really is, because that's a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication that a lot of people are not willing to do. It could be an event that affects your town. It could be power outages, whatever the case may be. It could be a gas leak, an explosion, who knows? But that is an SHTF event for you and your town that affects you. So there's a lot of things that can happen. It doesn't have to be, oh my God, the end of the world as we know it. All right. Now that event happens. then it's time to put on your big boy pants and your big girl pants because it's going to get hairy. But in the meantime, we do the best that we can. We stay calm. We continue to prep. Have your game plans. Plan on doing what you best that you possibly can to prepare for those events and those situations. We never know what's going to happen. We don't know when that other shoe is going to drop. So we need to be smart. Again, hedge your bets. Prepping is about insurance. That's all it is. You're hedging your bets. And again, to me, if I'm in Vegas and if I play this game over here and it gives me an advantage over 95% of the rest of the people in the country, if I play this game, am I going to play that game? You betcha I'm going to play that game. Being prepared, even if it's only 2 weeks of food and water, gives you an advantage over 95% of the people in this country. Think about that. Think about that. I mean, how simple, and it's not hard. It's not hard. Ed, you see that used car prices have jumped 1,000%. I have not seen that. I know everything is going up. There's not a lot of new cars in lots. A lot of the cars that they have is older cars. So I definitely have seen that as well. But again, slow and methodical wins the race. The tortoise won the race because he worked at it methodically and he took care of business. Don't run around like a madman thinking you got to do everything all at once. Take care of the priorities and then you move on to other things. Continuing to add food and water as you go, but just be smart. Just be smart about it and just continue to prep. Because when the time comes, I'm going to tell you right now, all the excuses in the world of why you didn't do anything aren't going to hold no water. And they're not going to take care of you. And the government's not coming to save the day. Remember that. You're going to have to rely on yourself. Now, if you're smart enough, which I hope a lot of you are, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you are because you're watching my channel, so you have to be, you've got your family, you have a group that you plan on working with, you have a game plan. That's the important thing, okay? That's the important thing. Prepare, have a game plan, know what you're going to do. When XYZ happens, this is what we're doing. And everybody in the family, your wife, your children, your husband, whoever that may be, they know, oh crap, this is it. I need to be here. Okay. So those are things people need to really remember. They really need to think about that. So, all right. So let's do this now. Let's do We Are Legion. So we are Legion. We are many because we are all over the country, all over the world. We're a huge family. We're a huge network of people. Asa said China's magnesium shortage. Uh, Magnesium is used in cars. Oh yeah, when they shut down, like I said, that's a game that's being played right now. Awesome, absolutely a game, 100%. And they produce 80% of the magnesium in the world. And when they shut down, what 60? I think it was 60 of, or no, 40 of 61 plants or mines. That should tell you something. Should tell you something. Yeah, and they use it in chips. It's used in a lot of things. Used in a lot of things. Okay, so where's everybody from? We got Southwest Florida, Corning, New York, Connecticut, Carroll, Iowa, Raleigh, North Carolina, Iowa, Navajo Nation in Arizona. Very nice. Welcome. Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome, Texas. Nowhere, Oklahoma. Still my favorite name. Brookings. Um, oh my God, I know where that is too. Washington State, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Throw that up there again because I missed it. Leesburg, Florida. Iowa again. New Mexico. Kearney, Nebraska. Virginia. Melbourne, Australia, Beech Grove, Indiana, Missouri and the Ozarks, Brookings, southern coast of Oregon. Thank you very much. Thank you for throwing it up there again. I completely blanked out. British Columbia, welcome. Northeastern Pennsylvania, New Mexico, North Highlands of California, East, was it Colorado, I believe? Let me go back here. Northeast Colorado. Okay, we have Minnesota, winter coming soon. Yes, it is indeed. West Virginia, Deerfield Beach, very nice. Gurley, Alabama. We have Houston, Texas is in the house. West Virginia once again. Massachusetts, Ontario, Canada. Kansas moving to Oklahoma soon. Very good. Very nice. Scottsdale, Arizona. Southwest Virginia. Amarillo, Texas. Lake East, Ohio, Cape Cod, very nice. Detroit, Michigan, very cool. Florida, the Alamo, yes. Somerset, Pennsylvania. St. Augustine, Florida. Let's go, Brandon, absolutely. Topish, Washington. Troy, Vermont. Franklin County, Ohio. We have Maine, Saskatchewan, Canada, very nice. Willow Springs, North Carolina. Missouri City, Missouri, very nice. Russ, welcome. So, again, guys, we are all over the world. We are all over the United States. We are a huge family. We really are truly a network of people. We are the ones that are awake. Okay. We are the ones that can make a difference. We can make a difference now and we can make a difference later. No matter how many times people think that you're crazy or whatever the case may be, try to continue to wake people up. Continue to try to wake them up because you're just helping them so that they're not a victim and so they don't come and try to victimize you after an event. Okay, so that's something to think about. All right, well, we got Rhode Island's in the house, very nice. So anyway, just be, realize that we do have a lot of power. We're in a situation where we are better prepared than most people. uh, you know Ziplining facility in Brown Country, Indiana. You're welcome, Chris. So, but again, just due diligence, guys. Steady, steady, steady. Calm. No panic. We don't want to panic. Panic is the enemy. So let's just continue to be calm, do what we got to do, and we will go from there. All right. So, anyway, I do want to thank my moderators who are absolutely fantastic. They are awesome. They do a great job. They keep the chat clean. And they just don't put up with any nonsense. And I really appreciate that because I can't do everything, you know. And so, Ed, what does a liberal do with a son named Brandon on a football team? Oh my God, I have no idea. I have no idea. Start chanting, "Let's go, Brandon." Why not? You mean it differently. People aren't going to know that. So anyway, I want to thank all of you guys for being here, being in the chat each and every time. I do appreciate that. I appreciate the support. It's awesome. We have great conversations, and I think that that's really cool. And the fact that it's more of a family friendly environment, I think, makes a big difference as well. And I think that that's important as well. So I appreciate all of you. I really truly do. Like I said, I don't want you guys to be victims. I want you to be proactive and help yourselves, and I'm going to always encourage you to do that and until it's time not to do it anymore, because when that time comes it will be time to act, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to act. We're going to do what we have to do to protect the people that we love and that we care about, and that's the most important thing. Your family and your group, that's the most important thing. So anyway, um, I want people to remember we are one race, one, called the human race. We got to stop letting them put labels on us, telling us what we should think and how we should feel about other people. We got to stop letting them manipulate us over race, religion, political affiliation, the vaxxed and the unvaxxed. None of it matters at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, a Republican, an independent. At the end of the day, none of it makes any difference. It doesn't. What color you are makes no difference. None. If you're a good human being, you're a good human being. That's it, period. Okay? If you're a scumbag, you're a scumbag. That's how it is. Just stop letting them play games with us. If we could come together and work together, we could accomplish so much. It'd be scary. Scary. All right? Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from reaching that goal is you. That's it. Nobody else. That's it. Stay positive. Stay away from the negativity. Stay away from negative people wanting to bring you down. Don't let them bring you down. So what are we at? 537 on the thumbs up. Let's just do 13 more. Let's see if we get 550. Let's hit 550, guys. 13 more thumbs up. So if you haven't shot that thumbs up yet, let's pop that up there and get that up past 550 before we jump off of here. But again, stay positive, stay calm, work on what you can control. That's all we can do. We can't control what the governments are going to do. We're not going to be able to control what the weather's going to do. Well, we can't. Some people can. Um, we're not going to be able to control, what other people are going to do. What we can control is what we can control in our own lives. Stay positive. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep prepping. So you guys are awesome. Easily jump past 550. All right. I will see you all later. I hope you all have a great night. Prepper Nurse One out for now.